Respected professional golfers to come from the area were the two Christies, Christy O'Connor Sr. and his nephew, Christy O'Connor Jr., both of which made their way to the top of their career from their first drive of the ball here at Galway Golf Club. Irish craft of putching. Pádraig, a sixth-generation putching maker and the first one to do it legally, has produced putching gin and is now aging the first whisky to be set down in Galway in over 100 years. If you'd like to visit Mickle Distillery, ask one of our travel coordinators for more details. Now, as we mentioned earlier, Salthill is known for its ballrooms and its bingo, and to this day Salthill still has a strong bingo culture, with one of the leading venues our next stop. Never mind Las Vegas, the real Caesar Palace Casino is here in Salthill. If you'd like to try your luck, hit the stop button and hop off. In the Irish language, it is said that his only equal in Irish language short stories was Pádraig Pearse. And although Pádraig O'Connor was the same age as James Joyce, the two were never really compared, as it was considered that Pádraig was the voice of the working class Irishman and a voice of the West. But speaking of James Joyce, he has his own connection to Galway, and a romantic one at that. Joyce's muse and wife was Galway native Nora Barnacle. Born to a working class family in a local workhouse, in her teenage years she lived in the centre of Galway. Now, you've probably already noticed one of the most beautiful and eye-catching buildings in our city is our cathedral. Officially named the Cathedral of Our Lady Assumed into Heaven and St. Nicholas, Galway. This magnificent building has attracted visitors from around the world and is open to the public. Stone used, taken from just outside the city. Connemara marble, which she is at first glance, but surprisingly, construction on the cathedral finished in 1965. Really good at making stuff look old here in Galway, making it one of Europe's youngest cathedrals. JFK, once again showing his connection to the area, made a sizable donation towards the building, due to return and officially open the cathedral, but sadly passed away before he had a chance to do so. Now, as we make our way closer into the city centre, you'll notice a number of canals you'll walk across and travel across throughout the city. These canals intersect the city and were previously used for the transportation of goods from Galway's harbour up along the River Corb and supplying these goods into North Galway via Lough Corb. Now, these were the highways and byways of Galway City. Think donkey pulling cart. Carrying goods was easier by boat than it was by transportation on rural roads. Today, these canals are no longer in use, but they had a beautiful touch and a nice backdrop to a walk and a splash of colour and nature inside bustling Galway City. Now, looking to your left, you'll see Nuns Island, and as the name might suggest, that lovely white building you can see there is a convent. It's a convent for the Order of the Poor Clares. They are a closed order, swearing an oath of poverty, chastity and silence, with only a few designated nuns permitted to interact with the outside world. Now, if you're feeling particularly spiritual, or if your need is some spiritual rescuing, maybe a bit of poverty, chastity or silence, just hit the hop off bell. Driver will happily stop. Now we're making our way back over the River Corrib once more. As we mentioned, the fastest flowing city river in Europe. This is due to its vast volume of water flowing down from Lough Corrib. Famous for its fishing, the river and Lough Corrib is known for its salmon and trout fishing. If you're lucky, you might be able to spot some fly fishing happening to your left. But if you were to follow the banks of the river on the left, and a short stroll will take you into Wood Quay and our friends on board the Corrib Princess River Cruiser. This takes visitors on a beautiful cruise up the river and back again. And if you're interested, you can talk to one of our travel coordinators for details. To our left, as we weave into the city once more, we have our City and District Courthouse. Built in 1815, this is still our courthouse to today. If you were unfortunate enough to see yourself in front of the judge here, there was a possibility that you would be sent to the city jail which sat on the other side of the river where our cathedral sits today. A real local vibe with bars and restaurants and cafes. It's an ideal place to explore and wander off the beaten path. It's obvious at this stage that we're back at the heart of the city. We're currently on Eglinton Street. This was the main administration centre for Galway City and is home still to our General Post Office. This is still busy and functioning today, but the buildings behind it, a large site, has become a pop-up gallery and is earmarked to become a cultural hub supporting local artists. Just another link to Galway's artistic and cultural DNA. So folks, that brings us right back to where it all began, Eyre Square, where we started probably about an hour ago. And I just want to take this chance to thank you. Thank you very much for joining us. It has been a pleasure sharing the greatest little city in the world with you. And if you enjoyed sharing our city, please share some love with us on TripAdvisor or social media. And don't forget, any donations to the Driver's Tip Fund are always appreciated. Slán, agus bannacht, a cóide. Good night, God bless, good luck.